fast, the rhythm. Go live, Vegas on the screen, feeling the flow, so pristine. Boom, as the beats align, electric dreams, they intertwine. Neon dreams in the digital stream. Lights flash to the sound, surreal extreme. Feel it. In the heart of Vegas, we're living the scene. Go live, we're all on the beam. Watch it. Feel it. On live stream, the pulse.
I have menopause. Oh.
Hello again, I'm Raquel Kernielikis, this is Lynn Dula, and you are watching Midlife Mischief. Hi Lynn.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm here. I'm almost ready for Christmas and Hanukkah. Yay!
Oh,
Yay.
tell me about Hanukkah.
What would you like to know?
What do you guys do? How do you celebrate Hanukkah?
Well, usually it's easier because it's very separated and it's an evening thing. So once when the sun goes down, just before the sun goes down, we say a prayer. We light the candles of the menorah, and then it's very similar to Christmas. We spend the evening as a family together. Sometimes there's presents. If you want to do presents, you can do presents. You don't have to. And we play dreidel for chocolate. That's where you spin the little top. We are very competitive with that though. Very. And because I have adult children, it gets very loud and there's a lot of laughing and it's a lot of fun. So, but I was at a Hanukkah party today and the kids were playing it. And it was very quiet, very controlled, very, I was watching and I'm thinking, what, there's no fighting, there's no yelling, what is happening? That's not dreidel. Because in our house, it's like a free-for-all. It's like, you cheated, no, you cheated, I want that dreidel, because everyone has their own and you can pick one and some of them spin better than the other ones, so there's a big fight at the beginning to see who gets the best one. And wow. Yeah. And then we don't
understood how to play the game. I never understood. I knew it was a spinning top, but I never understood what you did with the top. Like you spin it and then what?
Yeah, there's letters on each side of the dreidel. And they all represent a word. So when you put all the words together, it translates to a great miracle happened here. So each letter symbolizes something that you do. So one, if it lands on one, then you get all the chocolate. If it lands on a different one, you have to give all the chocolate away, or you have to put some in. It's like playing poker a little bit.
I was gonna say, is this kind of like gambling with chocolate?
It is actually, and apparently adults.
I can get with that.
Some adults play with money, so you can win a lot of money. Oh yeah.
Of course they do.
Yeah. So you start off with putting the gelt, which is the chocolate, in the center. So you start off with maybe you put 2 coins in each. So there's a pot of money or chocolate. And then the depending on what you land on will tell you what you have to do. So somebody will win it all, or you just win half, or you have to give it all away, or you have to pay some to the person on your left, or things like that. So we turn it into a tournament for the whole 8 days. So nobody gets to eat the chocolate until the last day.
Oh my goodness, that would drive me crazy.
Well, this is why it gets competitive, I think, because at the end, at the 8th day, you've got chocolate that's been added to every night, so the pot gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then on whoever wins, it's winner take all. So whoever wins on the 8th night gets everything.
Whoever wins better like chocolate.
Oh, we all like chocolate. I think it's yeah.
I met somebody who doesn't like chocolate.
Really? Oh, well then maybe they play for money.
Yeah, they'll have to play for money.
Yeah, I mean it's probably like poker. You can play for chocolate, or you can play for pretzels or peanuts, or it's not as much fun, but I guess you could. Yeah, little tiny bottles of booze. I don't know.
So when you guys celebrate Hanukkah, you light all of your candles at one time?
No, you do one every night.
One every night. Okay, so that's kind of like Kwanzaa.
Yes, it's very similar, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
and does each candle represent something?
No, it's just the light. It represents the 8 days where the oil lasted for 8 days instead of just one. So there's no different meaning. It just means that the longer it goes, the brighter the light shines. So at the end, you've got this big light instead of just a small little candle. You've got a big light. I think it represents the people. So one person can do one thing, but if you add more people, you can do and accomplish way more with more people. So you're supposed to shine your light. Yay.
I like that. That's nice.
Which is also very similar to, I suppose, the Christmas tree, because the Christmas tree also represents light. And so, I mean, I think all of them, all three, have a very similar meaning. And at the end of the day, it's, family and spending time together. And I think that's the most important thing, is to take the time out and get your priorities straight and spend time with your family just for a little while every day, for a couple days. So, yeah. And your kids are all home?
Yeah.
I saw that face.
Everybody's here.
How does that work when you're going right smack in the middle of perimenopause and you have it all under control with the 2 kids at home, right? You've got your routine, you know what you're doing, but then all of a sudden, on special occasions, you throw in the older 2, and you as the mom are supposed to continue doing all the things that you normally do, but you add more people to it. And you're not supposed to get frustrated or irritated, or you're supposed to be happy. Right. How does that work? Because mine haven't left, so I'm used to the crazy. I'm used to the chaos.
It doesn't work. And
okay.
Let me tell you, one of the biggest things I have found myself being concerned about is if I yell at them too much, they may not come back home again.
Okay. No, I get it.
It's like it's hard sometimes to get them to come home because they started their new journey. They're out on their own. They're doing their own thing, and they're loving their new, freedom, right? And then they come home, and I'm like, well, you have things I need you to do here. You go back into chore mode. You go back into your home, right? You're not on vacation. You're just home. So trying to walk that line where I don't make them so miserable that they don't want to come back home to visit.
Right.
But also making it so that they don't come home and think that I am now their housekeeper or, I'm just here to service them, to cook for them. And you know what I'm saying? It's a really fine line that I'm walking right now. The boys have been great about it though. They don't give me any, pushback, but I think I'm putting that extra pressure on myself.
Right.
Because I find that sometimes having the conversation, you have to come home and it's like, oh, but I have this to do, or I'm planning to do this, or I'm going to hang out with my friends. And I'm like, no, you have to come home. What are you talking about? You have to come home. And then they get here and I'm like, okay, now how do I keep them here?
Okay.
So, yeah.
No,
yeah, but they're okay. They're Aaron is like laid back. He just likes to be at home anyway. He's a homebody.
Right.
Jaden, on the other hand,
no.
He likes to be gone. He likes to be around people and out doing things.
Okay.
Even this weekend, the dog found his chew toy. He's squeaking it up.
I can't hear it.
Oh, good.
I've got a cat passed out right here beside me.
I was wondering where the cat was today.
Oh, Yum Yum's here. He's here. He's sleeping. He's high. I gave him some catnip. I know. If you can't beat him, join him.
I can't even. I can't.
She says as she drinking her beer. I understand what you're saying. I'm not that old that I don't remember what it was like at Christmas time, and you were away, you had your life, it's a balance. You kind of, from that perspective, you want to go home because you miss the traditions, you want to see your family, but at the same time, you've just discovered this newfound freedom that maybe you didn't have, because I grew up in a pretty strict house, and once I had my own rules, because I grew up with that, when you're under my roof, my rules. I grew up like that. So once you take that roof away, it's my rules. Yeah. Right. I like my rules, but as much as I want to go home, if I go home, I have to follow their rules again, and I'm not used to following their rules. I made up my own rules, so I get that. But I also get now where, because it's very similar, every time I get irritated with one of my kids, I have to stop and think, if I say the wrong thing, even if I'm being honest, if I say the wrong thing, are they going to get upset and they're going to leave and not want to come back again? Like, I don't, as much as I want my kids to have their freedom and do the things that young adults do, I don't want them to go away and not come back. I don't want them to leave because they're angry because we had a fight. And I know so many people who do, so many people who leave home because they fight with their parents, and they just want to go, and they get mad and they leave, and they don't know how to come back because it's not so easy to apologize and come back. So I get that part.
Yeah.
It's hard, but when you're in menopause, it's even more difficult because you have days where it's not so easy. And if you have a close relationship with your kids, they know you're having a hard time and they want to help. But at the same time, you don't want them to help because you're stubborn and you don't want to admit that you're having a hard time, and it comes across as being difficult and fighting with them a little bit, and then they get it's just a cycle. So it's really, really hard to, to rein it in sometimes. What is Rena saying?
I walk around with a warning label.
Rena says your own rules doesn't mean you get to be a dick when you come back. They need to be able to take criticism and direction. That's what conversation is for. Well, I agree with that 100%. That's what I'm saying. If you have that relationship with your kids where, and I'm lucky because as adults, I can now talk to my kids as adults. So we're in that part. So I can sit down and say, I'm having a really bad day. I'm sorry. I'm being difficult. I'm having a hard time. And I can talk to them about it. And they understand.
I can't do that yet.
No, you're not at that stage. But my kids are a little bit older than yours. So, I mean,
I can't do that yet. I'm still to the point where we have good conversations. But I am to the point where I'm like, if you're not going to listen to what I'm saying, why am I wasting my time? So we're not going to talk anymore.
Okay.
Because you're just being difficult and you don't want to listen. But
well, what about
right now? I'm still trying to navigate the whole menopause thing myself, and so I try not to bring other people into that as much as I just want them to know I'm having a moment. So I'm always walking around letting them know this is not the moment. This is not the time. We'll talk about it later. I don't feel like dealing with certain things. And I think that if you don't understand what menopause is from a young person's perspective, you don't understand that it's not a controllable emotion. It's not a controllable, reaction that you would have to people. A lot of times it's just something beyond our control. So just trying to get them to understand that I'm not totally being a bitch, but I am. I'm being a bitch right now. And you just need to either step away or, be in the line of fire for a moment.
And is that a conversation that you've had with your older two at all?
Yeah. And
so they get it?
They kind of get it, but they kind of equate it to, you're on your period, but you're not. Yeah, but they don't understand the difference.
No, because no. See, I would have opened the front door and told them to get out because no. Oh, Colmar's watching. Hey, Colmar, how are you? I'd like to be a sponsor. Love this podcast and how you help women.
Oh, cool.
Oh, don't get excited. It's David. Don't get excited. What? Raquel for Canada president. You see what I'm saying? All right, Colmar, if you can't be nice, get off my podcast. Yeah. I was just at his Hanukkah party.
Help! She's touching my special area.
Thank you for watching, David. It's nice that you're awake. I appreciate you. What does that say? People need to drink when they watch this podcast. Well,
absolutely.
I do.
Absolutely. We are.
Love you too.
Absolutely. It's a very safe space.
This is a very safe space. We talk about everything. So I've taught
I love you.
I've taught my boys, probably because I've been outnumbered, because I have three boys and just one girl, and you have three, yeah. I've made sure that I taught them everything about puberty from a woman's perspective. So when I had my period, they knew what was going on. When their sister started her period, they knew what was going on. So they would be, because one day they're going to be in a relationship, and I didn't want them to be a dick.
Right.
Basically. I do not ever want to hear my boys say to their girlfriend or their wife, are you on your rag? Or is it that time of month? Or, those comments like that.
You're talking out of your ass.
Well, that's exactly what I would say. Yes, you're talking out your ass. Because I'm married to someone who doesn't have sisters. And he had no idea what was going on because his mom apparently hid everything from him. She was one of those moms who never discussed anything, any women issues because she didn't think that it would affect her boys in any way because they're boys. Well, guess what? It does affect men. And now, as I'm going through menopause, it sure as hell affects every man in this house. Are y'all listening?
It affects everyone.
Kohlmeyer, are you listening? Because you got a wife and you have 2 daughters. So pay attention. You might learn something.
It affects everyone.
It affects,
everyone.
in my house, it will affect everybody. If I'm having
Oh, listen, it affects everyone in my vicinity, not even in my house. Okay, if you're on my social media, it is affecting you. Okay, if you're in my email, it's going to affect you. It's just
free
I can't
traffic.
control it.
He's actually advertising on, what does that say? freetrafficticket.com. Would like to provide free traffic ticket representation for anyone experiencing menopause and get a traffic ticket locally in Las Vegas.
We should really get a pass for certain things.
Did you know that it will stand up in court if you commit a crime while you were in menopause? Did you know that?
I did not, but I know that
It
if
is
you
true.
were pregnant and you committed a crime, that it could stand up in court.
It is hormonal and it will stand up in court. So men, be careful.
I
Be
did not know
very,
about the
very
menopause.
careful. Yes. Sleep with one eye
lightly.
open. Yeah.
Yes, tread lightly.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
So what do you do if you have one of those moments where you're overly emotional and you just start the tears just start for no reason, and your boys or your husband are around? What do you hide it, or what do you do?
No, I hide nothing.
I know I don't.
I am not one of those people that, when it comes to me, I am not a private person. For me, I will keep other people's privacy and their secrets and stuff like that.
Right.
But for me, I don't have that whole thing because I feel like you need to know what you're dealing with when you're dealing with me.
Okay.
So, no, if I'm gonna cry, I am going to boo-hoo. I'm gonna let it go. I don't care, and it annoys my husband. It really annoys him. Yeah, because he's one of those guys that can't stand when girls cry. So
Okay.
he doesn't take it very well. Well, I take that back. Hold on. Let me rephrase. I think he doesn't like it when women cry. Because
Okay.
when my daughter cries,
Oh, okay.
whole different. Oh, he's doing everything he can to fix the situation.
But not
And
you.
I think it's a dad thing. No, not me. It's like, what are you crying for? What's wrong with you?
Oh, here we go again.
And I'm not a big crier. So
I'm sorry, Lynn, but are you reading this stuff?
I am.
Okay, I will read it out loud, David, because you never know. If you get into a car accident and you're injured while on menopause, you can get compensation for pain and suffering. Contact 1-844-ATTORNEYS today.
Listen, that number better not be real because he's
It
about
is.
to start something.
It is.
He's
It is.
opening up Pandora's box.
That number, I
okay?
guarantee you that number is real. It is. It's, yeah. Does it go to our
You
phone?
are not responsible for any actions taken by anyone watching this podcast.
What the hell are you thinking?
I did put a disclaimer. I don't know if you read it, but I did do up a disclaimer. You are not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. If you are
And
looking,
we're not attorneys.
we are not attorneys. If you are looking for medical or legal advice or a show that is informational and you are getting actual facts, you are on the wrong podcast. Keep scrolling. Keep moving.
Say this is Kohlmeyer. Ready?
Ready?
Just say it.
This is Kohlmeyer.
I have been for a long time A rotten little bitch.
Oh my God. Okay, back to your husband not doing anything when you cry.
No.
Really?
No.
Huh.
No, not a thing. Okay, my tears mean nothing to him.
Rena wants to know if David, do you have a Calgary office?
Oh my
Be
goodness.
careful, Rena, because he will set you up with one. Lynn, if David Kohlmeyer calls you, do not answer that phone. I'm not kidding. Don't answer it. Because he will find your number. He will find it. Don't answer.
No! Lauren, are you burning the cookies?
Oh, dear.
Okay. Sorry.
Worldwide Attorney Network, ready to help, even Calgary. Oh, okay. Well, he is aware that that's in Canada, right?
He's international.
Oh, please. He wants to be international.
Take off, eh?
Hilarious. Oh my God.
Yeah, he's one of those people that would like Canada to become the 51st state, if you know what I mean.
Listen, people are moving out of the United States. I wouldn't be surprised if it did become the 51st state.
You know what? It would save me a lot of money in legal fees. It really would. As long as I get to keep my coffee, I'm okay. I don't really care.
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What is something that you learned during this part of your life, at the age that you are in now, that your parents or your mother never taught you? Something that you felt like she probably should have, but she never taught you.
That's a good question. I think one of the things that I've learned is I understand now the whole wisdom thing that comes with age. It's not something that I'm happy about most of the time because unfortunately, my parents, my mother in particular, didn't tell me that in order to get that wisdom that is instilled in not everybody, but some people, you have to go through a lot of trauma maybe, or you have to learn a lot of lessons the hard way. With every setback, every hardship, every difficult situation that you get through, you are supposed to take the lesson with you. And what I've learned is that there are too many people out there who don't do that and don't learn the lessons, and they play the victim.
Yes.
And they do that whole why me? Why does this keep happening to me?
Absolutely.
And or they don't own their own responsibility in the mess that they are living in.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I think that I've learned through menopause that I wish my mom had told me, that, you know, there's going to be things as a woman that happen to you over your lifetime. Learn the lessons. Have faith. You'll get through it. Get through it. Don't go around it. Don't go under it. Don't go over it. Don't take a shortcut. You have to go through it. If you don't learn the lessons that are being put in front of you, you are doomed to repeat yourself over and over and over. And that's why people sit there and they say, why does this keep happening? Because you're a dumbass and you're not learning the lessons that are being put in front of you. That's what I've learned. Don't be a dumbass.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it sucks because unfortunately, like I said, maybe not everybody gets that wisdom because they don't go through hardships. And I know a lot of people who have never, you know, they've had it pretty easy. Unfortunately, you don't get wisdom that way. You don't learn anything. You don't get to gain that little bit of information that I think is pretty valuable when you get older. if you have everything handed to you and if your life is easy. You don't get that. And I kind of feel sorry for some people who don't experience that.
I think with some people though that don't have the trials and tribulations going through life, I think a lot of them they end up, like you said, not learning a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
But they also are the first ones to play the victim.
Yep.
The oh woe is me. Why did this happen to me?
Yep.
Why didn't it happen to someone else?
Yep.
You know, because they're too busy focusing on themselves and not on how they got into the situation or why they're where they are at that moment. And how can they not end up back there again? Right? How can I not get back here? So growing up, I'm one of those people. I'm the youngest of 8 kids.
Okay. Wow.
And
8. I didn't know you had. I knew you had a lot of siblings, but I didn't realize it was 8. Okay.
It's 8.
Okay.
Well, I'm number 8. So, yeah. So being the youngest, I had an opportunity to watch everybody else's mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
all the things that they didn't do right, or what path did that choice take you down, right?
Yeah.
So I learned just by watching, but that's just my personality. Because I'm not, if I see that you just got hit by the car, not looking both ways crossing the street, I'm going to take that and say, okay, well, I'm going to look both ways when I cross the street. I'm not just going to run across and not look, right?
Right.
Whereas some people will just follow right down behind someone else and do exactly what they did. That's not what, I did. But one thing that I wish my mother had told me about getting older is how I wouldn't have such a large or as many friends as I did growing up. How your friendships kind of dwindle over the years.
Okay.
Like when you're in your 20s and 30s, you may have 8, 9 girlfriends, or 5 or 6 girlfriends that you hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you get 50, you may be down to 2. It's like, and it's not because anything happened to them. It's because you have learned to discern what is a real friendship versus what isn't. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So I wish my mother had prepared me a little bit better for the relationships that would fall off as you go. Because now that I look back on it, my mother didn't have a lot of girlfriends, as she got older. She had a lot of people that she knew, but not many that came to the house or just kind of, she spent quality time with. Just people that she knew in passing. I know a lot of people in passing, but I can't say that they're my friends.
No, that would be. I have learned over the last few years the difference between friendships and acquaintances, which I never really paid attention to before that, because I mean, like you said, in the earlier years, you just didn't spend a whole lot of time thinking about it. You just had friends that you could call and you did something with, or they would come over and hang out and do the things. But you're right. As we get older, those numbers are, well, for me, they're pretty small. But that's, I think in some part that's, we moved. So a lot of the friends that I had for many, many years, they're still there, but I don't see them. I leave people in different states or countries. And then I moved to another place, and thank God I do have internet and social media, because that's the only way I can keep in touch with people most of the time. Not a lot are geographically desirable. There you go. That's yeah. But I think that's also, as you get older, you get more confidence, and I think that goes with the wisdom thing. You get more confidence, and you know what you want. You know what you will put up with, and you know what you deserve. And the confidence, you realize that you don't really need, you want. So there's the difference between need and want. You want to have a lot of friends, but you don't need to have a lot of friends. You need to have people who are good to you, people who are kind, people who understand. And I think when we're going through menopause, perimenopause, and menopause, it's hard enough trying to navigate in your own little space. If you don't have the right friends, you can't count on anybody to get through any of it with you if you don't have the right people by your side. Does that make sense?
It does.
Like, I know with you, we've known each other for so long that if I'm having a day, I can just message you and I know that you're going to listen, you're going to be empathetic, and you understand. Yeah. You're not going to tell me to get over myself or, you tell me, just be bitchy back at me.
Yeah.
And if you have the wrong friends, women are like that. Women will be mean to you and they'll deny that they're going through anything. And if that's the case and they're the same age as you, then they're the wrong friend. You don't need those people in your life. So I think it's trial and error. And unfortunately, you will most likely lose a few along the way because of that. Because if you need those people, those women in particular. Like, I've got quite a few that are on here, and at the end of the day, nobody's going to be holding my hand except for me. I'm the one who's going through it, and I'm dealing with it. I just want somebody to talk to sometimes that understands. And if you're not that person, I'm okay. I was okay before I knew you. I'll be okay afterwards. I just need somebody right now that can listen and, that's going to be there to go through this with me. And I know that I have that with you, and I have that with Rena. Aaron's pretty good, usually, most of the time. Sometimes he's not. He's a dude. He gets it. He doesn't like it when I cry either. What?
Does it bother him when you cry?
Yes.
Okay.
He hates that.
Yeah.
But he wants to fix it. I don't want him to fix it. I don't need you to fix it. Don't fix it. I just need you to listen.
You know what? Maybe that's why my husband doesn't try to fix it when I cry. Because I've told him for so many years, I don't want you to fix it. Just let me vent. Let me get it all out of my system, and I don't need you to fix it. Because I do tell him that a lot, that I don't want you to fix it. I got it. I just need to get it off my chest. And sometimes it comes out in emotion and not in words.
Okay. Yeah.
That could be my fault. So I can't be upset about him not.
Maybe. Except that I do that to Aaron all the time, too. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't...
my husband actually takes what I say and go with it.
Okay.
Don't tell him something that you don't really mean, because
it was used as a manipulation tactic in his past. Possibly. I do know a lot of women that cry to get what they want. Oh, here we go. Okay. The only reason I'm reading this, David, is because Hanukkah is coming up and I'm trying to be a better person. So anyone that buys a house in 2025 that suffers from menopause. Seriously, David, suffers from, it's not a disease. That suffers from menopause will get $2,500 back at closing to buy a new home just by contacting 1775 Camellia, Kamelia, or call camellia.com.
Why do I have Boy George stuck in my head now?
Because it's karma. What is that song, honey? Karma.
Oh, now you're going to give him an idea for... That's a new idea for David.
His wife's a realtor.
Her name Camellia? Yes,
his wife's name is Camellia.
Okay.
I I did offer to do the free advertising for her, but I didn't get back. Neither one of them got back to me. David said I had to read things on the air, and he said he would pay me if I read that stuff. So, David, I know you're listening still.
You gotta give him that huck and spit on that thing. You get me?
No.
Send him the invoice.
I know, right? So, anyway, that's where we are. I cry sometimes. I'm not a crier. I hate crying. I think it's for the weak. I really do. I do. It's a sign of weakness, and I hate it. I think because I know women who use it to get what they want, and I think that is I just have no respect for women who do that. I just don't.
But does it work?
Sometimes for some of these women it does. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That's the crappy part. It does. And I don't know how to use it as a manipulation tool. I don't think. Aaron? No. See, I don't use it as a manipulation. I scare my husband when I cry. Like, I don't even cry when I peel onions. I can chop onions and there's nothing. I am dead inside. Except now when I watch a Hallmark movie or I see a commercial or the other day I was watching TikTok and there was a TikTok video on I don't know if you saw this one where I think you did. I think it was you who posted it maybe. Where there was a little girl or something that was crossing the street and they had crutches and they dropped something and a man walked across the street and he just sort of kicked it over towards her and then he kept going and this poor girl couldn't get what it was because of the crutches and a woman came running across the street out of nowhere and not only did she pick up what was dropped, but she picked up the child and she walked across the street with the child. I was in tears. Watching this. And I'm like, I don't know why I'm crying. It's just a stupid TikTok. It's not even real. Like, I know this is not real. But I was a basket case. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me? Like, I get mad at myself when I do that because I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's going on.
I only cry when I am hormonal or really pissed off.
Do you cry when you're mad?
When I'm really, really I not upset. When I'm angry to the point where I know, and I think I'm only crying because I know I'm at the edge where I'm going to end up in jail.
Oh dear.
And I'm crying about, I'm going to miss my family. I'm going to miss my freedom because I'm really going to hurt this person. So, yeah.
Wow. You
when
get that angry.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Ooh. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Yes. I don't get that angry.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
It takes a minute to get me there. But if you take the time to get me that angry, you have to deal with the repercussions.
Okay, David, if you're still watching, I think Lynn might need an attorney on standby. On standby.
I was feeling that. I was like, I might use that. That's why I asked you, is that real?
It's a real number. It is a real number. Yes,
I was so serious.
I didn't realize that. Okay. Well, there you go. Wow. Orange would not look good on you, Lynn. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
Not.
Nope.
It does not. I look like a pumpkin.
Yep.
It does not look good on me at all. I know that.
What does that say, Rena? I get ridiculously angry, especially when pushed. It takes a lot for me. It takes a lot of pushing to get me there. But I grew up with a twin brother and a younger brother and an older sister. And there was a lot of poke, push, to that point where I would be okay until I think it was my sister usually And she was the one that was the expert. And she would do it to the point where I swear she knew Mom was coming. Because I wouldn't react and I wouldn't react and I wouldn't react, and I had it all together, and then she would just keep going and going and going until right before Mom walked in the room, and that would be when I was reacting, and she would just step back and be like, see?
She did nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, every time. So, but as a parent, I know that. I know that's how they do it. So whenever one of my kids got into a fight and I would go in, I wouldn't get mad at the person who I saw. I would always ask what happened before I walked in the room.
Right.
And I would look right at the kid that was standing back and not saying anything. Like, you, what happened before I walked in this room? And then, nothing. Don't tell me nothing. I know that this isn't just Sasha who's, crying and getting all angry and pushing you just for no reason. What did you do? What did you do? Yeah.
You did something.
Yeah. So I think it takes a lot now to get me there, but yeah, there will be a few times where you will find me sitting on the floor in the kitchen in tears because I'm just so angry. I can't do it. And that's usually what I say is,
stop whining.
I just can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. I'm just done. I'm not moving. I'm not doing anything. You can make your own dinner. I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah, that's strike mode. That's when you go on strike. And you say, you know what?
But now I would do that when they were little. I would have those issues occasionally. But now I'm
I don't play that game.
We're done. There are tears that come with it, and sometimes the rocking back and forth, and just like, I can't do this anymore. You people need to get away from me and just stop. Just stop. Especially when they come in the room and they're like, can I do something? Can I help you? And it just all at once, it gets overwhelming. You're just like, please just go away. And you'll say it so many times nicely, like, just please, I just need to deal with this. I'm having a minute. Can you just leave me alone for a minute? But I want to help. Can I do something? I want to help. Can you just please go? But
that's the help. You'll help me by leaving.
And then another one will come in, and then another one, and it's like they're multiplying somewhere because they're just all coming at me. And I get it. They want to help. They love me, and I'm happy that they're trying to help. But sometimes they gotta listen. When I say I need you to just walk away and leave me alone, I'm okay. I promise you, I am okay. Yeah. I can't control this right now, so you need to go away because I could get really angry any second now, and you just need to leave me alone.
And they're extending the process because you probably could have purged all of that out.
Probably.
Had they not kept coming in.
Yep, I think so.
Like, you're interrupting the progress.
You just throw cookies or something at me and call it a day. Just go. Say, here. Just.
You're absolutely correct.
Yeah, just get me my cat and I'll be fine. Right, Yum Yum?
So you said you're not ready for Christmas.
No.
How much more do you have to do? What is gonna take
I have not decorated my main Christmas tree. I know.
Wait a minute.
I know.
You started decorating in October.
I know I did. No, November.
How on earth
November.
are you not finished?
I haven't. I sit and I've got everything else done. I've even cooked Christmas dinner. Like, it's ready. It's ready. It just needs to be heated. I am on top of that already. I've made my meat pies. I made a dessert. I have everything ready to go, so I don't have to do anything on Christmas Eve. But I sit and stare at that large tree, and I don't know what it is this year.
Where do you think you're going to put a tree that big?
Yeah, bend over and I'll show you.
Bend over and I'll show you.
That's a good one.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to do it after this podcast, so I'm hoping that, I'll be in the right place. My parents fly in tomorrow.
So maybe you could have a tree trimming party.
No, nobody does my tree except me.
Oh, wow.
I know. I let the twins put the garland on it last night when I went to a party. I asked them, they said, can we help you with anything, Mom? And they're standing there looking at the tree, and they're like, can we help you? And I'm like, you know what? Okay. You can put the garland on for me. And then I stood there for like 10 minutes telling them how. No, not like that. No, could you just... Okay. Do you need to see the other trees so that you can see how I do it exactly? Come over here and take a look. This is how I want it. It's a very controlling thing. I have OCD. It's a real thing. It's not one of those, I have OCD because I'm anal retentive. I have OCD, like I have been medicated for it. I've had medical issues, and so it's a real thing. And for me, it's very difficult to release that control, because if I can't control it, that's when the OCD kicks in. So if I can control these little things, then it's not so bad. And the tree just happens to be like a catalyst to that, which is why the kids have their own tree.
So this is your main tree that you put up there?
Yes.
The main one.
The big one.
You have like 9 trees.
Yes.
So this is the main one.
This is the one that's in the living room that has that we put the presents under, and it's the one that has the expensive decorations on it that cannot be replaced. So I think that might be part of it. I'm worried that someone's going to drop it and then I'll have to get mad at them. And I don't want to get mad at them, because I understand that accidents happen, but some of these things are from Europe. When my parents travel all over the world, they always bring me decoration from different places, and some of them are extremely expensive, and if they break, I can't replace them.
Right.
So the other decorations go on the other trees, but this one, and the kids have a tree that they decorate, and they can do whatever they want. But this one I do mostly because of the expense that goes on it. So that's my excuse. That's my excuse, and I am sticking to it.
Well, I mean, I'm having a hard time wrapping gifts.
Okay.
I'm having the hardest time. I had a hard time actually shopping this year.
Did you?
Like, normally I'm so excited about, finding the perfect thing for the kids and for the hubby. And this year, I really did not want to do any type of shopping. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to buy any gifts. I did want to decorate. I did that. But I didn't want to do the shopping and the dinners and all the things. I didn't want any of that. So I'm still shopping. I was out there today mad at myself because why am I out there now shopping when I'm normally done way before now? And now I have a lot of stuff that I need to wrap.
Right.
And I haven't wrapped it, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go buy a bunch of bags tomorrow.
Put them all in bags. Okay.
I'm going to get this bag. I'm so over it, and I don't know why. But you know what? I was telling my sister, I said, I think this is what happened to Mom and Dad. They got to a point when they got to a certain age, they were just like, I don't need to put up the tree this year. Like, it's okay. Everybody's grown. Nobody's here. It's just, us. And I don't need to put up a tree this year. And we did not understand that. Like, how do you not put up a tree at Christmas? Now I think I'm going into that phase where I'm understanding. It's like, yeah, it's a little much going on right now. They stopped buying gifts. They stopped wanting anything. Well, they say, oh, I don't need anything. I'm good. Don't buy me anything for Christmas. Yeah, I think I'm getting there.
I don't want to ever be there.
I don't want to be there, but I can understand how they arrived at that point. It's a lot of older people that just don't. It's not that they don't celebrate. They just don't do all of the pomp and circumstance that comes with it. They just kind of, you know, they're
Yeah,
good.
maybe. I don't
They're
know.
good.
My sister's like that. She's on a cruise right now, and she's going to be away until I think New Year's. But she was still home up until 2 weeks ago. But she didn't decorate. She didn't put anything up at all. And I'm like, but you're still home. It's still Christmas season. It's not just one day. It's a season.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, what's the point? I'm not going to be there for Christmas. I'm like, okay. But I think she's home I think she might be home tomorrow, and then they're going to Winnipeg. I don't know why, but they have the need to freeze their asses off in Winnipeg. I think that's what they're doing. I'm not sure. So she's still going to be there, but so I've never understood that. This is not the first time she's done it. She just said, well, my kids aren't home. What's the point? And she's only 2 years older than me, but she's been doing this for years. So I'm like, okay, that's weird.
Yeah, I can get with the whole going away at Christmas time thing. I can do that. I think at this point, I would be okay with that. I'm more at this point. I was telling my husband, I think I'm more interested in creating memories and experiences than I am with actually having more stuff.
Okay.
Like I spend so much time going to, the thrift store, donating things. It's ridiculous. They know me.
Right.
At my local thrift store. They're like, hey, Priscilla, how you doing? What you got for us today? And I come with bags and bags and boxes of stuff. And so I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I think I'm getting to that point where I'd rather travel.
Okay.
Or go away for a holiday. It doesn't mean I don't want to put up my tree though.
Right.
It's not the holidays without the tree for me. I need that.
Yeah.
I need the lights and the holiday, But as far as buying the gifts and stuff, I don't know. I think I'm really, and the kids take the fun out of it because all they want is Robux, the little gift cards. They want, Fortnite gift cards. They want a new video game.
Yep.
They don't want nothing that I want to give them.
No, and that's that part I completely understand. I mean, they now want to give me a list. I kind of really miss when I could go shopping and I would think, okay, you know what, Tegan would really love this, and I want to get it for her, and I would give her that. Because now if I do that, she gets that look on her face, and she's like, oh, that's nice. Thank you.
Yes. So that happened last Christmas.
Thank you.
I was looking at everybody. I'm like, okay, so you don't like that? You don't?
Oh no, I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, and then it ends up in the back of a closet or, in a corner somewhere. And all I see is the time I took to go and find what I thought would be the perfect thing for you, and how much money I spent buying the perfect thing for you.
You ungrateful little urchin. Yeah.
I'm over it. I don't know. I think I'm getting to that point, but it's no fun anymore. No fun anymore. There's no surprise. I'd rather give someone something that doesn't expect something from me and watch their facial expression when they receive something from me than giving it to my family members that are expecting something.
Right.
I think I'm getting over all that. So,
we'll
see. I'll let you know next year.
Well, what we're doing this year is we are going to be, we draw a name out of the hat, and that person we have to, are your kids as bougie as mine? Rye gave me a list of thousands of dollars worth of stuff.
My oldest is.
Yeah.
My oldest.
Yeah. Mine are,
He had a car on his.
Oh my God. So what we're doing though to eliminate all of that is we draw a name out of the hat for a stocking. So, and there's a $20 limit, which is not easy to do when you're trying to fill a stocking. But that's part of the challenge. Is
Dollar Tree is your friend.
You have $20 and you have to get stuff for that person, and you get to play Santa Claus. So
like that.
So we have no idea, and usually nobody wants to get Rory because Rory will get you food. Like, he'll put frozen waffles in your stocking. He'll go to the grocery. He's like, but everybody likes food. It's like, no, just you, Rory. And then because my parents will be here, we will do Christmas morning with them opening presents from them. And then Christmas night, we will do a Hanukkah gift, and we're going to do 8 nights of gifts, small gifts, and then one big one. So Are you drawing names for that too? No, we're just doing the 8 nights, but every night will be something that's probably under about $10. I think we decided under $10. And then one big gift on the final night of Hanukkah. So, it helped because I think it took a lot of the stress away, because that's what I would get upset about, was trying to do everything all at one time and have it done in a certain time frame and make everybody happy. Well, here's how you make everybody happy. We're all grown up now. If there's something specific you want, pick that one thing that you really, really would like. And that will be what we give you. But the rest of the times, we're going to do something fun. We're going to get you something fun every night. So.
Has it been an hour already?
It has been. So I guess we have to do some commercials here, I guess. What, no Kohlmeyer in there? Oh, wow. Oh.
Hey, he was doing it throughout the whole thing.
I know. That. Maybe we lost him. Autumn Sky Designs, custom apparel, drinkware, home decor, laser engraving. She is all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or you can email her at autumnskydesigns. What does that say? At gmail.com. Anything that you want, she can put on a design. It's a very merry Ciao Bella Christmas. Wednesdays, 7 till 9. Cheese Time Italian Fusion on West Sahara. Okay, every Thursday. Is this still every Thursday? Okay, well, I hope these are the right ones. Every Thursday, Little J Gambino with DJ Mala and friends. Chill Bar and Grill, again, West Sahara. A lot of stuff going on in West Sahara. Oh, this is for us. Stream live with us. Go Live Vegas in studio, or we can come to you. And this is there's a picture of all the people on there that you can have host you. I know. This is
my goodness, I love that picture.
Thank you. I look really good in black and white.
I love your hair.
I look younger in black and white. I actually really like my hair right now, but I can't wear it down. It's too hot.
Why?
There's too much of it. It's too hot. High Rise. Go to the Composer's Room. Anybody who has not been to the Composer's Room, go to the Composer's Room any night of the week, but particularly on a Thursday night where you can see High Rise with Matt and Tracy. These guys are phenomenal. Go and watch them. It is a great show. It doesn't cost a lot of money, and you can get a really good meal to go with it at the same time. Great show, ladies. Thank you. Thank you, Rena.
Thank you, Rena.
All right, so I guess now we say Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah, because we'll be seeing each other afterwards.
Yeah.
Next Sunday, right?
Yeah. Are we doing next Sunday? What's the date next Sunday? Is it New Year's Eve?
29th.
No, it's the 29th. Okay, so that'll be a New Year's one.
Yeah.
Woohoo! And you can tell me all about your Christmas and how you made it through.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to take some notes this week so I can remember what I want to talk to you about.
I think so too. I had them written down, but I didn't bring them in the room, so yeah, that's okay. That's all right. I'm gonna go decorate a tree.
Send me pictures.
I will post pictures when I'm done. Yes.
Good night.
So good night. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. I'm not sure when is Kwanzaa? Do we already have it?
I'm black, but I don't celebrate Kwanzaa.
Well, I thought it was better to ask you than Aaron. Okay.
You might know.
He might know better than you.
I think it's on the 26th. I think it starts on the 26th.
Okay. Well, for anybody who celebrates, happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, happy New Year, happy Christmas. Happy. Just be happy. Try and get through it. If you can't get through it, have some booze. That'll help.
Absolutely.
Have a drink.
You're already a work of art, meant to be enjoyed. So Las Vegas has a question. Have you been Portnoy?
Visit Portnoy Gallery, home of the famous illustrator to the stars, Neil Portnoy, or click on PortnoyGallery.com.
You're already a work of art, meant to be enjoyed. So Las Vegas.
Film production for your personal or corporate, commercial or event and campaign needs. Pre-record or live stream to your audience on multiple social media platforms simultaneously. Fun and interactive with social media comments, phone lines, live remotes, audio Foley sounds, and Snapchat filters. Be creative, get recognized, and make money. We help you by providing an all in-house production team. Visit our website at golive.vegas. Go Live Vegas Studio.